Hello YouTube, this is Rugged Savior, giving you some more gameplay and commentary. This is completely unscripted, because I've realized if I script something, I sound like a machine, you know? Well, I still sound like a machine, but if it's unscripted, at least I put more emotion into it. So, there's gonna be two subjects to talk about, completely different subjects, by the way. The first one's gonna be Xbox One, and the other one's gonna be my overall opinion with Black Ops 2, because it's nearing the end of its life cycle, and it's kind of sad to see it go. I mean, I'm still going to go back to it here and there based on the community game nights that are hosted quite often by my friends, but, you know, ultimately I have to give my opinion. So, let's start with Xbox One. So we all know Xbox One had a rough start. Even I can admit to that. I mean, I've been a member of Xbox Live community for 8 years, and I was willing to go PS4 because of the overall overwhelming negativity that Xbox One received with their E3 announcement, with the whole DRM, used game restrictions, 24-hour check-ins, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, and it's just changed over the course of a few months because Microsoft initially responded to the fan reaction about like everything that I just mentioned before, so they changed their course and decided to do a 180 regarding their whole DRM policy. Now, it has nothing to do with the competition with PS4. Everyone seems to like accept that as a fact. They assume that their assumptions about the PS4 being the reason why Xbox One changed their policies is true, which is not. You can't prove that. I mean, if Microsoft came out of their way and said we changed our policies because of PS4's competition, then I would believe it. But mostly they responded to fan feedback. So anyway, so getting to the whole inside the whole DRM reversal, they've improved so many things about the Xbox One. I think there was a slight GPU increase. They no longer require the Kinect to operate the console. That was one good thing. There's a microphone that actually comes with the console now. Dedicated servers are now going to be more accessible, not just to Titanfall, but to Call of Duty Ghosts. That could be a big money maker. I mean, you gotta think about it. Microsoft invested so much money into servers, better servers in general. And people are thinking, well, will PS4 have dedicated servers? And I said to myself, I don't think so. They didn't really invest too much money with server power, so I highly doubt it. I really don't think PS4 owners are really going to be too hindered by the whole thing because they're used to P2P anyway. Everyone's used to P2P. So you're going to see dashboarders and stuff on PS4, but not for Xbox One, which will be, like I said before, a good moneymaker for Microsoft. Now, even though I prefer Xbox One over the PS4, I don't hate PS4. I don't go all fanboy and tell people, well, if you don't like Xbox One, you suck or whatever. Well, obviously, PC elitists are going to be having the advantage regarding the graphics department, but the point is, it's your preference that should be important. If somebody has a disagreement, just keep it as a disagreement, but don't let it turn into a giant argument. That's what causes the whole console war. I mean, I occasionally joke around here and there about PS4. Oh, well, at least we have dedicated servers, and I like point and laugh or whatever. But I'm not really meaning it. I'm not really trying to hurt people's feelings here. It's just my preference. Eventually, I will get a PS4 because of some good games that might come out for it. I mean, I already own 360 and PS3. I mean, Heavy Rain was just the most fantastic game I've ever played for PS3 so far. I haven't played The Last of Us yet, but hopefully I will soon. So in regards to that, like people need to recycle rehash their mind regarding their thoughts about the Xbox One because some people didn't even update their whole they didn't keep up with the updates regarding with what Xbox One did in regard to making everything better. People still think out there that the DRM policies are still intact, which they are not. So, like, try to give it one more go. If you still don't think the Xbox One's for you and you go PS4, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to say anything negative against you. So, with that being said, let's get to the next topic here. Overall thing with Black Ops 2. So, the overall multiplayer and campaign-wise. So, let's start with the campaign. Now, it wasn't really exactly a great campaign, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it had some new features to it, like what do you call it, front spec ops missions or whatever. They had a neat little twist regarding how you go through the missions, what you can fail at, what kind of endings you get. That's actually pretty neat. Like overall, like they evolutionized the whole single player campaign. But overall, it just didn't impact me. It didn't have as great music as Modern Warfare 2 did. It didn't have many plot twists. It had one little plot twist, but other than that, it just didn't make me feel so amazed. I mean, when I beat the game, I was like, okay, whatever. So that's why as I mentioned before, Modern Warfare 2 had better music. Modern Warfare 2 was probably the best campaign of all time. Now, some people can disagree or whatever, but like the main reason why I liked Modern Warfare 2 the most in regards to campaign was the fact that it had great music. As mentioned before, Hans Zimmer just totally kicks ass. You just can't deny that. The plot twists in that game were so crazy, and it was basically the Empire Strikes Back of the Modern Warfare series, to be honest. I mean, it was dark, it was gritty, and the ending was just, it wasn't really a good ending either. It was kind of like a Dark Knight ending. It didn't really go exactly the way you wanted it to go, and he had to live with that until it concluded later on so it could finish up. But that's my overall opinion with the campaign. Now, in regards to multiplayer, now, a bunch of you will probably hate me or disagree with me, but I actually think so far Black Ops 2 is probably the best multiplayer so far, unless Ghost beats it in regarding its features, because I mean, come on, Ghosts don't have death streaks, so that's a definite positive. But in regards to the way Black Ops 2 was designed, it allowed more freedom because the point allocation system, the pick 10 system, was just fluid and amazing. I just loved it. I mean, I like being able to sacrifice my equipment and perks for more weapon attachments or more weapons in general. I like the ability to sacrifice weapons and their attachments and equipment for more perks. It's more flexibility that the other previous entries did not have, and that's what I really appreciated. What else? They also, they added a new score streak system and all that. It's nice to have points being rewarded for objective pursuits to get your streaks a little faster. Excuse me. In addition, the weapon sounds are pretty amazing. I love the way the explosions sound. When I first heard the explosions, especially when you throw frag grenades in the distance, it just reminded me of Battlefield. I told people this game kind of sounds like Battlefield now, with the way everything sounds. Especially that Warthog, the A10 Warthog. Oh my god, that gave me nightmares one time when I first heard. I'm not kidding. I had a nightmare about going in that map, the one Modern Warfare 3 map, and that one where you're on top of the building or whatever. And I had this dream that the Warthog started coming down, and I had to hide, and I had nowhere to hide. You may think I'm strange, but that Warthog sound is just amazing. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they actually got a real Warthog or what. But there's also these bad things about the game here and there. I mean, everyone's like, complains about the lag. To be honest, I wasn't really affected by the lag too much, but it was somewhat there because even though you had your connection preference set the best, the game wouldn't exactly select the best host. Sometimes you would get a good host who had like a good internet, and sometimes you get a host who pretty much had a modem made of cardboard, and you got their internet from like rabbit ears. What else? Everyone complained so much about target finders in the game. I'm like, I didn't think target finders, in my opinion, were actually overpowered in any way possible. If you really hate the color red and red-shaped diamonds, then yeah, you're probably gonna hate the target finder. But to be honest, I didn't really see the whole advantage the target finder would bring. I mean, like I said before, red diamonds don't exactly give you a great advantage. I mean, a one-man army tubes do. So let's get to the other parts. The main thing I hated about Black Ops 2 the most, this is also relevant to Modern Warfare 3, was the fact that quickscoping remained ungimped simply because people liked it and the companies wanted to make it more appeasing to their fans, because the only time snipers were actually balanced was in Black Ops 1, because they added that little wobble sway and it prevented the snipers from being so effective at close range. It preserved the snipers' abilities the way they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be long-range weapons with a great disadvantage at close range, because if you gotta think, if you have quickscoping remaining to be ungimped in Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, you've got a one-shot kill weapon that works in any range quite effectively. And people, you get that counter argument to me saying, oh, well, quickscoping's pretty difficult, that's why it stays. Well, if it was so difficult, then I shouldn't be seeing it so often. I shouldn't be seeing it in every single match. That didn't happen in Black Ops 1. It happens in Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Probably especially Modern Warfare 3, or Modern Warfare 2, excuse me. Modern Warfare 2 is where everything just went haywire. That's where quickscoping really began to shine. I mean, granted it did start in Call of Duty 4, but it really didn't pick up steam until Modern Warfare 2. What else? Pistols were a little bit too powerful. Now, people had the argument of saying, well, if they require 1 point, then they should be more powerful. But to be honest, they should have been faster. They should have been faster, but they should have been weaker. The B-23R is the most overpowered pistol I've ever seen in any Call of Duty game. I'm not kidding. It's just ridiculous. And the Cap 40 is slightly behind the B23R. The only actual pistols that kind of serve their purpose regarding the way they were meant to be used, as in a weak sidearm, was the 5.7 was pretty decently weak, and the Executioner. I mean, granted, the Executioner is really powerful at close range, but beyond like a matter of like 4 feet, it couldn't do anything. You try using an Executioner and you realize how bad it is, unless you're really, really, really close range, like point blank almost. What else? The score streak itself resetting to 0. You know, it was kind of a step back for the whole score streak system in general, because, you know, despite having all these extra points for objective pursuits, every time you die they reset. I mean, if I die constantly yet capture the most flags or whatever, why should I be punished because I die? I mean, I'm helping the team win the most. I should still get some type of reward. Now, that's why I like support strike packages in Modern Warfare 3. Not just because I sucked, I couldn't earn my streaks, but it was just because I pursued the most objectives. I still need something, you know, to offer my team to help them out. I didn't spam stealth bombers or anything. I didn't use anything assault-based in that game, and I won't use anything assault-based in Ghosts. I'll basically use things like, you know, ballistic vests or whatever, just to help my team, not to deliver any devastating streaks like most other people did. But you know, I mentioned this in the previous video about how the whole reward system should be, but I kind of realized over time that Call of Duty's fundamental aspect in regarding to its reward structure was to offer a reward with a risk of dying and having everything reset. That's just the way Call of Duty is, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. But one last thing is the fact that Black Ops 2 lacked the custom modes that Black Ops 1 brought to you. I mean, Black Ops 1 allowed you to increase the effectiveness of perks. It allowed you to run at super speeds, set up custom classes, everything. There are so many more options and are offered to us, but I'm guessing that the reason why Black Ops 2 had to sacrifice a bunch of that was due to memory restriction or memory limitations, whatever, because the console, the Xbox 360 only has 512 megabytes of memory itself, and that's not enough at all. And hopefully with the new consoles they can allow a much broader and much more vast array of custom options that you can set, because to be honest, I really wish there was a way to add infinite sprint to Black Ops 2 in regarding any mode you play, because Michael Myers is just boring when you play in Black Ops 2. It's fun in Black Ops 1, but it's not fun in Black Ops 2. If you don't know what Michael Myers is, look it up. It's a really fun game type, and we play it all the time in the community game night with Tuto Timmy. Give a little shout out there for you. So anyway, that's pretty much my overall opinion. If you have any disagreements or if you have extra opinions why you liked or disliked Black Ops 2 in general, just let me know. Leave a comment below. Try not to be, you know, too hateful. Don't try to call people this and that. Don't start a flame war in the comment section, because, you know, I like to monitor the comment section here and there. You know, I don't want any flaming going on. Anyway, get to the last part of the video is my farewell. Thank you for watching the video. I won't force you to subscribe. I won't force you to like the video. Just a reminder, because you probably noticed that if you watch my video. Sorry if this video took so long. I ramble a lot, but whatever. I had to get everything out in the open and let you know everything. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day, everybody.